it would help the Air Force with this core mandate, part of which is to fly dignitaries all over the country. And I think we owe it to ourselves as a nation to make sure that we have aircrafts fit for purpose, aircrafts that are of the highest technology, to make sure that everything is very, very safe. Yeah. To the sudden loss of altitude, I'm sure it was in one of the slides. When you over rugged territory, that's over terrain, dependent on the steepness and so on and so forth, it's very easy to have turbulence. It's caused by eddies and rotors. It's an aviation phenomena, right? And you have updrafts, you have downdrafts. And even interestingly, even above the ridge, you can still have downdrafts coming. And it's not, it's a phenomenon, it's an aviation phenomena that unfortunately they fell into. They were very unfortunate, but it's a phenomenon that they fell into. And because there cannot be any other reason for that sudden loss of altitude for a plane climbing with power, with a pitch attitude, right? Because you see, the flight data recorder, to just help you understand the whole thing, the flight data recorder records the last 10 hours of a flight. The cockpit voice recorder records the last 2 hours of a flight. The flight data recorder, this particular one of this helicopter, records 93 parameters every second. The 93 parameters is made up of 48 analog parameters and 45 switch positions. So, looking at the flight data report, you know where all the switch positions are, you know what the height of the plane was, you know the exact position of, you know it time bound. So what we are saying is from informed data. It's not that we've just conjectured something. We have the data, we've looked at it, and that is how come we've come with the conclusions we've come up with. I hope I've answered. Then the last one, the postponement of the maintenance. It's industrial practice, it's operational. In the airlines, it's done. Air Force doing it, there's nothing wrong with it. It's accepted practice. So there's nothing to it. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are any more questions, I'll take them now. Yeah.
My name is Abdelhanan Adam. I work with the EIB network. Minister, I'd like to find out from the experts if there was any possibility for an emergency landing, and was there an avenue for them or the crew to consider that?
Was there what? Please
an avenue.
Avenue, okay.
For the crew.
As in, was there a place nearby where they
exactly.
landed? Okay.
For an emergency landing.
All right.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
My name is Julius. I report for the Ghanaian Times. Sir, in your presentation, you mentioned that the helicopter was in a very good shape, but then they did not have what you called avionics safety requirements, additional avionics safety requirement. If they had, would it have assisted them to avoid this? And then outside of your report, there have been a lot of speculations about the final moments of the aircraft from eyewitnesses that it exploded, parts scattered all over the place. Could you address this for us, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I'm back again. If my memory could serve me right, I think the release by the Ghana Armed Forces just shortly after the announcement was made in this hall by the Chief of Staff did indicate that the heli went off the radar. But from the presentation, we are made to understand that there was no monitoring. I stand to be corrected though. How do we marry these two?
All right. Thank you very much. Is there another question, please? Okay, so Captain Fojo will take these questions here.
Thank you once again for your questions. I would like to presume that when you say emergency landing, you mean a diversion, because an emergency landing is when something goes wrong with the plane, because nothing ever went wrong with the plane. The decision to continue or to do an intermediate landing is the discretion of the captain. The captain was confident that he didn't need to do it. That is why he didn't do it. In terms of the additional avionics, right, I believe the question was, if they had it, would it have prevented the accident? Was that the question? Okay. All I would say is it could have prevented the accident, because it would have put the pilots in a better situational awareness mode. And it would have put them in a much better place to have taken decisions which could possibly have avoided this. But let's not kid ourselves. Let me just say something. What they went through is the sort of thing that even the best anywhere would have struggled to get out of, using what they were, with the limited instrumentation and so on that they had. The instrumentation, the instrumentation was fit for everything, but what we are saying is, I guess it's like saying that more meat never spoils the soup. It's, if you have all these other enhancements, it really helps. The Air Force the Air Force would be happy to have these enhancements because they know what it would help them do, and it would make our dignitaries and so on much safer when they fly. So that is why we are recommending that. But it doesn't mean that the fact that those enhancements were not there, that is why the accident happened. No, it would be wrong to say so.